Good morning and welcome to Join the Dots. Well, Rabbie Burns had a phrase in one of his famous poems to a mouse which said, "The best laid schemes of mice and men," which got translated in time to "the best laid plans of mice and men." And so today's message, which was to be missiles equals silver, part 2. And I was to give you an incredibly perceptive description of where we are for your financial future. Just got wiped out. Because along comes Donald Trump, and in the theme of missiles equals silver, releases a letter sent to him privately by Mark Rutte, the head of NATO, to compliment him and thank him for his bullying of the Europeans to at last contribute the right amount to NATO's budget, i.e. 2% of their GDP, rising to 5% of their GDP. To protect them from what? Russia! But Russia can't even beat Ukraine. It's unbelievable. It is, but it's not unbelievable because it's happening. So when you say the word unbelievable, it can't happen, but it is happening. So it is believable. Incredulous, yes. What a bizarre world we live in. And this is why it's so important to join the dots from the truth. But finding that truth is not easy, is it? It's not easy. What is the truth of Donald Trump? Is he a very, very independently thinking person of the people? Or is he, at the other extreme, merely a puppet of the same agenda? I'm going to give you some clues today, but please, this will all relate as we go on through this series of Join the Dots. This will all relate as we join the dots to where we're headed and what perhaps you should be considering doing to prepare for something that is certainly planned. It is not an accident. Okay, that I can be sure of. So this letter from Mark Rutte, which President Trump then publishes. So many dots to join. Greg Mannarino, I've mentioned his name many times to you. Please look him up on YouTube. Please look him up. Greg Mannarino, Mannorino. He has a lot to say. He is a brilliant trader. If you're just interested in money, you won't find a better trading strategy platform. And I think it's $3 a day, $3 a month. That's all it is. He's only just gone paid. He was free. But he gets so much abuse that he's decided that if he just charges $3 a month, then he'll lose all the abusers and the bots. And I think he's right. I think it's a clever strategy. We may go there ourselves in time, but I'm not joining those dots yet. I want to get this out as a public service, because what I'm doing is I'm finding all the dots and then I'm joining them and then helping you to understand how I've joined them so that you can then see whether you agree with how I've joined the dots. It's so important. So missiles equal silver. Now that's been my most popular video so far. We've just gone over 4,000 views. And so it's so important. Please, please, please like and subscribe. Please do that. Share it with as many people as you think it relates to. Please. This is a truth service. Okay, I've got the time. I've got 10 hours a day, as I've proved over the last 5 years, 10 hours a day, 6 if not 7 days a week, 9,000 YouTube videos, finding the truth from the truth tellers and finding those who understand what is happening today before they have to read it in the newspapers when it's too late. All the effects have happened when you read it in the newspaper. It's too late. Okay, just like '08. It's no good being told we have a housing crash. It's too late. Okay? You need to know we're going to have a housing crash because of so many factors that if you join the dots, make it pretty obvious. And even yesterday's video that I sent you on a housing crash 25, it's coming. It can't be avoided. How do I join the dots of Trump's message and a housing crash? Simple. Very simple. Okay? Where does the money come from for NATO to up all the NATO countries to up their commitments? Where does it come from? It doesn't come from the government. The government has no money. It comes from the taxpayer. It comes from the budget, which is fed by the taxpayer. It all comes from the taxpayer. Join the dots. If you have to commit that much more, and you can't drop any of the other services, you can't drop health, you can't drop education, you can't drop any other services. So what does it mean? Extra tax. Where does it come from? People. What does it leave people with? Less money. Can they afford a house that's even more expensive next year? No. Can they afford a house this year? No. Join the dots. Join the dots. Military budgets rising massively equals more tax, less money in your hand, less ability to pay for higher mortgages. Hence, lower rates. But what do lower rates cause? Inflation. And what does inflation cause? Less money in your hand, less goods to buy. It's joining the dots. Okay? And then we have a very simple missiles equal silver, don't we? There's going to be a lot more missiles. It's just a fact. And if there's a lot more missiles, there's going to be a lot more silver used. So we are living in a very, very complicated world. Now, I wanted to do today's presentation on something called Exeter's Pyramid, EXTER''S pyramid. Look it up if you want to do some homework before I talk to you about that. A lot of people on this site, I'm sure, are looking for financial information. Not advice. I don't give advice. I just give you information and I help you join the dots such that you can create your own strategy. You can prepare. You can create a strategy. You can then devise a plan. You can then look at tactics, and we'll talk about all different things as we proceed through this journey of joining the dots. Okay, Exeter's Pyramid. I had that all ready for today. Trump publishes a letter, everything changes. That's how dynamic this world is, and that's how dynamic this service will be for you. We will be we will be ahead of the game because we have to be. Being behind the game is victimhood. We need to be ahead of the game. We need to join the dots as they appear, such that we can then be ready, prepared, and planned for what's coming. All right? So remember, the money comes from the government. No, the money comes from the taxpayer. Who's the taxpayer? You. Are the very rich taxpayers? No. At the margin, yes, but no. Are the poor taxpayers? No. Who are the taxpayers? The middle class. Wipe out the middle class, you have no dissent. You only have dependency. And that is a very, very serious long-term strategy of Global Agenda 2030, or the WEF, or the UN, or the elite. But we've got a lot of dots to join before you can probably see that picture as clearly as I think I can. Okay, so we will come on to Exeter's Pyramid tomorrow. Unless something massive happens overnight, we will come on to Exeter's Pyramid. I need to talk to you about that. I need to explain to you how this world, which you can see from what's happening, is being turned upside down, will result in the investment world being turned upside down. Exeter's inverted pyramid. Please do some research. You can just put that into Google. It will give you a good piece on it. Okay? And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But for now, thanks very much. Please, please, as I said earlier, please like and subscribe. The only reason I'm doing this is to get the truth to you. Please pass it on. Please share it. It's not going to hurt you, and it's going to help someone else. Maybe your family, maybe your friends, maybe just someone you know. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.